Donald Trump now announcing these massive tariffs that are coming very shortly also on pharmaceuticals, saying that we are going to tariff pharmaceuticals. We are going to be announcing that very shortly. A major tariff on pharmaceuticals that is also now expected as far as when it comes to tariff on pharma imports. That could be the second round of Trump tariff announcement that could likely happen.
The drug companies, listen to them. But we're going to do something that we have to do. We're going to tariff our pharmaceuticals, and once we do that, they're going to come rushing back into our country because we're the big market. The advantage we have over everybody is that we're the big market. So we're going to be announcing very shortly a major tariff on pharmaceuticals, and when they hear that, they will leave China, they will leave other places because they have to sell. Most of their product is sold here. And they're going to be opening up their plants all over the place in our country. We're going to be announcing that. So that's breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news. The drug companies, listen to them. But we're going to do something that we have to do. We're going to tariff our pharmaceuticals. And once we do that, they're going to come rushing back into our country because we're the big market. The advantage we have over everybody is that we're the big market. So we're going to be announcing very shortly a major tariff on pharmaceuticals, and when they hear that, they will leave China, they will leave other places because they have to sell. Most of their product is sold here, and they're going to be opening up their plants all over the place in our country. We're going to be announcing that, so that's breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news. The drug company.
Well, Srinjoy, pharmaceuticals earlier were exempted as far as these tariff announcements are concerned, but it seems that second round is now expected. And Donald Trump saying that tariff will incentivize when it comes to drug companies to move their operations to the United States.
Yeah, well, what Donald Trump is saying is that, yes, people will start making in America. Now, that's fine. But what happens?
Srinjoy, apologies interrupting you. Mr. Sajjanhar is connected with us. Let's get in a word from him. Sir, good morning to you. Every morning when we wake up, there are new tariff announcements and retaliatory tariff announcement being made by Donald Trump. China also not looking there, any signs of backing down. 104% tariffs. What do you make of this? Is it a full-blown trade war?
No, absolutely. And I think it's very bad for the global economy. It's very bad for the world, for the people, and also for the U.S. economy. I think the impact has already been is getting felt by the American people. We've seen how the indices, the stock markets, how they have nosedived. There's been a veritable bloodbath on S&P 500, Dow Jones, etc. And this uncertainty that Mr. Trump introduces, that there is no stability at any level. So that is what is the most worrying part, because if there is uncertainty, there will be no investment. There will be no additional production. There will be no generation of jobs or employment. And the whole world is going to suffer. And Mr. Trump, if he thinks that is going to help America, I think definitely in the short and the medium term, it's going to be very damaging to the pockets of the American people, to the industry in the United States.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sajjanhar, for your point of view. Colonel Sodhi is also connected with us. Good morning to you, sir. What do you make of these additional tariffs that we are looking at? It seems to be, mounting from both sides, whether it comes to China, whether it comes to United States. Donald Trump also announced that pharmaceuticals will also not be spared from the tariff announcement.
Jayant, Amita, it's my honor to be on our esteemed channel. Well, Donald Trump has now fully scored a self-goal by putting tariffs on pharmaceuticals, knowing fully well that most of the pharma that is used by the American citizens is imported to America. By doing so, not only has Donald Trump put the world at a global, but has put the life of every American citizen at risk, because the Americans have for long been purchasing medicines that have been vastly made in foreign countries. I think this is stretching things too far. Basic things like pharmaceuticals and all, which help save a person's life, should have been left out of the tariff war that Donald Trump has unleashed since 2nd April this year. In fact, the first round which he had announced on 2nd April, he had excluded pharmaceuticals, and there was hope that, he would not touch this very basic thing which affects the life of every, also an American citizen. I think this is a very drastic and a very bad move that Donald Trump is doing, and it is visible by the fact in the last few days there have been ever-rising protests against Donald Trump and Elon Musk for the way they have been handling America.
All right, Colonel Sodhi, appreciate you joining us here on the broadcast. Of course, we will look at it at the point of view and perspective of India, how these two economic giants are now taking it head on as far as the tariff war is now concerned. With the escalation that seems to be taking place, there seems to be some trouble in paradise. As per reports, it seems that the US President Donald Trump and Tesla chief Elon Musk are not on the same page with regards to tariffs. As per certain reports, Elon Musk made a personal appeal to Donald Trump. The Dodge chief has now attempted intervention after Trump threatened to impose additional 50% tariffs on imports coming from China. Musk even had a direct private talks with the president, hoping to convince him to scale back the measures, but apparently it has not brought any success so far. This is as per a news report coming in. So far, officially, we haven't heard anything from Trump or Musk either from on 8 as far as this meeting, if it took place. Meanwhile, here in India, the government is working hard to expedite when it comes to the conclusion of the bilateral trade agreement. India's External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, spoke to the US Secretary of State on the phone, and this has also raised certain hopes of a trade deal between the two nations. On the other hand, Union Minister Piyush Goyal has blamed unfair trade practices by China for the global turmoil. He has now claimed that Beijing's increasing dominance in global trade is adversely impacting economies like India. He's also slammed the opposition for the MOU with China and the impact of UPA policies on India's manufacturing sector.
We are working on a bilateral trade agreement as was decided between Prime Minister Modi and Trump in February. We have had a series of engagements. All of them are going well in the right direction. Obviously, we are covering a very wide array of subject products, and I can assure business persons across the country that we are keeping the best interests of India at the forefront of our discussions. Our bilateral trade agreement with the United States of America will power the economy towards Viksit Bharat 2047.
54-year-old youth leader who has been relaunched many times, उनको बोलो आप ये process होती है. Tariffs have various functions, and when one country imposes tariffs on the other, it has an effect which is like a revenue, it can have a trade distinct effect. Abhi the process has just begun. All right, well, we need to have patience. It's not something like where you see a picture on the wall and immediately try to take shooting at it. And certainly on a important issue which involves India's largest trading partner, okay, and where economic interests are concerned, you know, we are talking about major things. I think we should exercise both circumspection and understanding and allow the situation to evolve.